In the wild, unless you are at the top of the food chain, everything will try to eat you in order to survive. So either you hide quickly or you get a durable defense mechanism. It's an electric eel. It's able to generate high-voltage electrical pulses. So what happens when a vicious predator like a caiman, the equivalent of an Amazonian crocodile, tries to take a bite out of an electric eel? Will he get the shock of his life? Or will the lights go out for the cranky caiman? If you put a 9-volt battery on your tongue, you'll know that electricity tastes really bad. Imagine boosting that battery from 9 volts all the way up to 800. The length of the electric eel is up to 8 feet long, and it weighs up to 44 pounds. You'll find electric eels where tribesmen use them to drive herds of wild horses into eel-infested ponds. The horses' hooves kick up mud and make all the eels jump out of the water and attack the tribesmen, who wait until the swarm of eels runs out of stints, quickly deflated before jumping in and picking up 1 or 2 for dinner. The technique was witnessed by Russian explorer Alexander von Humboldt, who in the 1800s became completely infatuated with this mysterious creature in a remote village in Venezuela and prepared a series of crude experiments to test the power of an electric eel shock. And when I say raw, I mean there were no voltmeters or ammeters. Humboldt would simply hold an eel and sensory assess the force of each electric shock. And after 4 hours of experimentation and some seriously horrific shocks, Alexander reported that the muscles acknowledged that electric eels carry dangerously powerful electric shocks. It will take at least 100 years before scientists figure out how they do it. Pairs of specialized organs or muscle cells called electrocytes, which are arranged in perfect rows, similar to battery cells. The organization and stacking of these electrolyte cells allow a stream of charged ions to flow through them, which also charges electric eels. Using electrophoresis cells, they emit a steady stream of weak electrical pulses to create a field around themselves. This field is used for active electrocommunication and identification in their dark environment. How do electric eels use this voltage to eliminate prey, or to defend itself? 2 or 3 strong pulses of up to 860 volts, and these high-voltage pulses act like an electric shocker that hijacks the animal's nervous system, causing the prey to shiver violently in the water, and this sudden movement generates waves that reel. The eels can temporarily stun fish in as little as 3 milliseconds, and once the prey is immobilized, the electric eels can swallow their meal whole. And if that wasn't terrifying enough, it is known that eels jump out of the water and press their chins together for an even sharper shock. So, why does this happen? When the eel is completely submerged, the current is conducted by the water that closes the loop. When they jump out of the water and press the chin of the positive electrode against their target, the electric current is forced to travel through the target's body, reaching the negative electrode. The end result is an even greater shock, the scientists said. In an experiment using a prosthetic arm fitted with electrical sensors, it lit up when activated. When the arm was placed in the tank, the eel jumped out of the water. What about larger animals? Curious dogs are no match for the static charge of an electric eel. In fact, one shock causes this German shepherd to growl, but it's the Amazon crocodile that often finds himself in trouble. He grapples with the electric eel, and the warning pulses of the electric eel stop the deadly